The hardest thing about being a designer on our team is such a great question. I came up with more than one, but I mentioned one before. It's the variety of work, right? This is either the best thing or the most challenging. Juggling competing priorities, you either love it or it drives you crazy. I think the other thing that's interesting, especially for UX, because a lot of it is sort of thinking and synthesis and research, it can mean shifting mental gears, right? Like you're doing an interview where you're being really empathetic and listening in one moment, and then you've got to turn around and present your work to clients on a different project, and you've got to have a certain confidence, and you've got to carry the room, and then you've got to turn around and do some deep work and competitive research over here, and by the end of the day, you might have sort of used different parts of your brain throughout the day, right? Things like I find synthesizing data for more than a few hours totally taxes my brain, and I'm happy to go and like do something a lot more superficial after that. So I think knowing how to manage your time and frankly your attention or focus is one of the challenges of the job. Another challenge that I sort of alluded to would be the independence, right? Again, could be the best thing, could be the worst thing. As the primary UX person, you would be determining the processes, conducting the work, presenting the work, scheduling your own sessions, etc. And again, if you want sort of a rigid place and team around you to support you, you won't find it and you might feel marooned. But if you're able to kind of go with the flow and be a self-starter and take some initiative and believe in yourself and know that I've got your back, you'll kick butt. People always do quite well, as long as they're prepared to engage that way. And I think the last thing I'll just mention is that, we doubled in size in the last 18 months, and that doesn't seem to show any signs of slowing, which leads to the feeling that we're building the plane while we fly it a little bit. And when you look at UX in particular, we don't have rigid processes, we don't have a big team, etc. And so, we kind of have a little bit, as an agency, a little bit of a scrappier startup mentality in that way. It's a little bit more, I don't know. I don't quite know how to put it, but it's not corporate. It's a little bit more Wild West in that way, which gives you a lot of freedom because you get to play a really strong hand in shaping how we do the work, right? But again, if you're somebody who's like, no, 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 just tell me what to do. I need somebody to point me in a direction. Then you might feel like we're not giving you enough support, right? So I think we do sort of look for people who are very much kind of self starters and independent, and who want that freedom to make their decisions on how the creativity is going to work.